She's right here in the academy. She can't come out and see us. Most larger explanation is she's being blackmailed. I'm not going to reveal his secrets. I'll love her too much. The information can be used against someone. It doesn't have to be about wrongdoing. If I've committed. It can be something they don't want anyone else to know. In which case, I can't say. Mayuri had secrets she kept from me, even from us. Her Amitié partners. It's not for me to share them. Like how she was betrayed by her own mother and went on to develop feelings for her housekeeper who took care of her. Of course, that's it, yes. Or how she confessed to me that she was only had feelings for other girls. I can't spoil her secrets of hers, not even to my friends who have done so much for me. You're still keeping secrets from me? Erika's words tear my heart, bringing forth a fresh, vivid pain. I'm sorry. Listen here. This secret is something it could really damage Mayuri's reputation. And that's why I can't tell you. I'm sorry. I know this must be frustrating for you, so if you've done enough. Shirahane. My eyes are swimming, making it hard for me to see her face clearly. But I feel a warm palm envelop my hand. Enough of that. I said I'd help you, and that's what I'm going to do. Her fingertips brush across the corner of my eyes, wiping away the gathering tears. When my blurred vision, I see that she's smiling softly at me. You look better when you smile. Erika-san. That's enough of that. Takasaki pulls Deku away from me. I feel a heat creep on my neck as I stay my cheeks. Now, back to the topic at hand. So, did Kohsaka-san tell you anything? Huh? What was it Yatsushiro-san said again? The statue of Virgin Mary stands atop the snake. And something about a key? The words Mayuri spoke to me there in that space where cold pain and everything else seemed so far away. She said it was too dangerous to go sneak into Sister Basket's room. And that's where the key lies hidden. Scratching in her temple, she repeats the words key to herself. Erika, who so admires Sister Basket, starts to say something but stops herself. I know she said she don't turn a blind eye to it once, but should you try sneaking in again? She said that? Takasaki-san nods, but Shirika seems eager to take action. Erika and I are completely subdued. What's wrong? You have confirmation there's some kind of key in there, right? Sure, but Detective Shirahane searched the room from top to bottom and didn't find anything. We weren't getting further, so we had more to go on. Well, I suppose, but... Takasaki quietly repeats as she did say she'd overlook response. And silently descends over the room. For a while, we focus on drinking our tea and munching on almond cookies. The crunch of cookies meld to the occasional rattle of the wind, filling the room with otherworldly echoes. Otherworldly. Thinking back on my conversation with Mayuri the previous night, it suddenly occurs to me that Mayuri said the exact same thing he heard Yatsushiro-senpai. The statue of Virgin Mary stands atop a snake. The same words we heard from Yatsushiro-senpai. Mayuri said them too. I repeat with Frade, and Takasaki abruptly leaps to her feet, saying, "Well then, let's go." What? Go where? To a statue of Virgin Mary. That phrase has to mean something. We enchanted it would be a fun adventure. A tension etched across everyone's faces eases, and then... A weird statue of Virgin Mary we're referring to then anyway. As Erika-san points out, here at the Saint Angraecum Mission School, statues of Virgin Mary are, no disrespect intended, a dime a dozen. From large stately monuments watching over us to small figures but from various shapes and sizes, We're practically tripping over them. However... Are you sure there's a statue out here? Eric asked critically at Amitié partner who was pushing a wheelchair, responds without missing a beat. It came up one time when Stuskin's spooky story going on a minute ago. I told him there's an old statue of Virgin Mary outside the Academy. Spooky goings on? And if, like Shirahane said, it's something that's been passed down through generations by the president of the Council of Nicaea, then it must be an old one, right? I guess so. But it's definitely that statue the twins took me to see. Takasaki declares with confidence as we follow behind her along the snowy path. I recall meeting Riku and Mayuri in the same path walking towards the academy on the spring. It was night then, and this path was really spooky in the dusk. Thinking my grandfather's advice. But tougher things get, the more you should smile. Force my facial muscles to contort into a smile, but I'm not sure it works. My grandfather was... We're here! This way. Came to our floor, unexpected. I knew we'd have to cut through a forest, but... It's only an animal track, but at least there's a path. That's a relief. I don't particularly want to try and force a path through the woods in my chair. Onwards. Yes, let's. Oh. There's a snake in the Virgin Mary. Make our way carefully along the snow-covered track till the forest opens abruptly before us. Raising our eyes from our feet, greeted by the beautiful figure of the Virgin Mary. We lost our words, we simply stare in silence at the figure before us, his hands pressed together in graceful prayer. Standing over a dark forest of dusty snow, the sublime image seems to have stepped straight out of a prodigious painting. It looks like someone's been taking care of it. Mundane observation brings everyone's attention back. We approach the statue of Virgin Mary and start to inspect it. You're right. Whoever is something out here in the middle of a forest, she's clean, but who could be cleaning her? Who knows? There can't be many people who know about it. It's probably not one of the cleaners who works at the academy. Words seem to go in one ear and out the other, flowing away in the forest. My eyes remained fixed on a single spot. Snake. My gaze doesn't break away from the snake Mayuri spoke of. Can't say I looked at a snake close up, but it does seem to be a snake she's standing on. We all stared down at a snake beneath the Virgin Mary's feet. This is what Shiro Senpai was warning about. Spotting what looks to be some kind of mark on a snake's head. I brush away the snow covering it. What is this? Numbers inside a star? Someone's been carved on a snake's head, a star. I'm at number 23. Numbers? What is this? Was it there when you came before? She didn't really look. Rick appears really over my shoulder. I see. This is an embellishment of Yuzuriha and the statue of Virgin Mary, which means it has to be... I think this is the key Yatsushiro Senpai and Mayuri were trying to give us. Running my finger over a snake's head, I pull a mental drawer and ask myself, what did it tell me? Could it be in Ichthys? And Nikki, what? Do you know what this symbol is, Shirahane-san? Isn't an Ichthys the fish which you have? I don't know what it means, I just thought it resembles a kind of Ichthys. No, sorry when you're dedicated. But what's that? Back when Christians came under persecution, they had a secret symbol they'd used to identify one another. That was the Ichthys, And that's what its symbol is? No. Ichthys is a simple shape. Kind of like how one kid would draw a fish. One person would draw one arc of it, another person would follow a Christian, would draw the other half. Now, the only reason why I know that is not because I'm a Christian follower myself. I mean, technically a Christian, but can't really say I follow religion. But there's a YouTuber I follow, or I watched one of his videos ages actually, who is a lovely guy, but he is very religious. In fact, he met his wife through religion as well, actually, I believe. And he has a tattoo of an Ichthys fish on his wrist. And because it looks like a fish, it's also sometimes called a Jesus fish. Well, that's not anything like this symbol, is it? No, that's the Star of David. What Shirahane's trying to say is, this is a symbol of a goddess of truth, or a tulpa of agape. The words tumble from my lips and echo ominously through the forest, leaving heavy silence in my wake. This only reinforced my belief that, like Erika said, there's someone controlling Yatsushiro-senpai. You're saying there's a accomplice of a goddess of truth here at the Academy? We know for certain the symbol is... We don't know for certain the symbol is an Ichthys. There's a force to Takasaki-san's words, a faint outline of our enemies beginning to form. Until we're visible, I don't need to concern myself with them. Once I've come into focus, I can be on alert and come up with a strategy. But how am I supposed to deal with something as incorporeal as a ghost? I ask myself as I gaze into the eyes of a snake. I seem to burn with hatred. As my amateur partners predicted, unseasonably balmy weather lasts no more than a day. Bitter winter comes swirling back in, bringing fresh snow to replace the drift and melt into briefly dazzling sunshine. Amidst the falling snows, we search our companions to a Ichthys-like symbol we found on the statue of Virgin Mary. First, we decided to check the Academy's other statues to determine whether or not the one in the forest is the only statue that bears the mark. We inspect every single one of them we can find, from the small figurines in our rooms to a waist-high effigy in the gardens. After examining them with almost neurotic thoroughness, confirm the only statue in the woods is adorned, what we, for convenience sake, calling an Ichthys. Next up is to find out whether or not such an Ichthys can be found on any images of the Virgin Mary. We theorise what number 23 carved in the centre of a star of a snake's head could mean. Perhaps the number identifies a follower of a goddess of truth. Perhaps putting together several such numbers, reveals coordinates, and so on and so forth. I mean, one thing I do know about number 23, it has a special meaning in Japan, which I don't think this probably relates to. Because it's Nissan. I don't much doubt it's that. The only reason I know that is because of whenever you see a Nissan in a race, a car race, they always go for number 23 for that reason. It's Nissan. So we decided to look at not only the statues of Virgin Mary, but any other religious paintings and sculptures. However, during rehearsal for the upcoming play, I think back on my status updates I received from my friends the night before. But we didn't find any more stars with numbers in them. We discovered stars with a relatively common symbol. Accordingly, we found plenty of things without any religious significance. Seems like good news when I first heard there's lots of similar symbols. When I heard from Takasaki that she came across a whole bunch of a library, I felt my spirit sag. So it must mean something that only Ichthys we found is one of a statue of Mary out in the woods. I've been puzzling over what to do if we ended up with several different numbers, but perhaps multiply them together. We only have a single number when we consider it in isolation. That symbol and that number. Suddenly someone shakes my soul down and I blink at them. Hello! Oh, to Suoh-chan, you're up next. It's on script. But I don't know where we are at. Looking up, I see Ichigo and Ringo looking back at me from over their own scripts. Long story Buki-san was guarding me with narrowed eyes. I'm sorry, where are we? I'll tell you exactly where we are. We end the episode. Until then, bye bye.